Happy Friday, everybody. My name is Shawn, Roby. I'm the Executive Director here for the Tinley Park-Park District. We've had a good week of referendum town halls just to kind of talk about what's going on. We've recorded a couple of videos throughout the process. This is video number 3. I wanted to take a moment just to remind everybody that the Park District has a referendum question on the upcoming consolidated election on April 2nd. In essence, you pay $2.3 million annually toward debt. That's bond debt that we have. We're about to pay all of that off in 2019 and 2020. Therefore, the Park District is asking the question if we can keep $980,000 of that to be used for what we call capital and long-term maintenance, which is the premise for why I want to talk to you today. I just quickly want to touch on what we are talking about when I say capital and long-term maintenance. With that, when we talk about capital, very broad term for many people, we're talking about park renovations, playground renovations, various things like that. Playgrounds are on a replacement plan. You get about 20 years of useful life out of them. We replace them at about the 16, 17 year mark right now. It's good for maintenance. They start to really break down at the end of their useful life. But also park renovations. For those of you that are aware of it, we've been working on Veterans Park. Veterans Park's located at 159th and Ozark. The park literally has had a renovation that started last summer. It's been a planning process for a couple of years, but the process started last year. We literally have a few components left to do, like coloring of the asphalts for the tennis courts and the basketball courts. But for those of you that are familiar with what this park looked like before the renovation, the basketball court and the tennis courts were literally falling apart. It was time to be replaced. They were flooded on a regular basis, so there were other issues with the park, so we had to do a renovation of the park as a whole. This is kind of the park, this is part of the capital projects we're talking about. So when we talk about capital, these kind of things. In the future, we have plans to renovate things like Volunteer Park, Vote Woods, various other things to do improvements to those parks that have been requested for years, but they just, it comes up in a schedule. When I'm talking long-term maintenance, I'm talking about things like parking lot replacements and repavements. They break down over time. We do our best to maintain them as long as we can, but eventually you have to replace them. Similarly with rooftops. The rooftop of the Bettenhausen Recreation Center is another one of those big ticket items. They have to be replaced over time, just like the roof of your house. Rooftop units, AC units, these are fairly expensive things to do. These are the kind of ongoing things we talk about when I say capital and long-term maintenance. So just a reminder, we have meetings coming up this week, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, and the following week on Wednesday the 20th and Saturday the 23rd. As usual, we appreciate all of it. All this information is available to you at tinleyparkdistrict.org, as well as all the videos that have been recorded, the fact sheet, the schedule of meetings. Please stop in and visit. Forward this to whoever you feel may be interested in hearing what's going on. Thank you again. Have a fantastic weekend.